Welcome to the check-in report. Welcome to the check-in report, ladies and gentlemen. I am your humble and gracious host, True and Living. Welcome. Make sure you wipe your feet when you walk in the door.
Daddy wanna ride into the morning sun. Trying to tell me love you are the only one.
The only one.
Trying to smoke while she hold my gun. Trying to tell me love you.
I am in the building.
She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she.
Welcome to the check-in report.
Is it just because I am the only one?
Is Kendrick Lamar the new king of hip-hop?
With a decline. Is it just because I am the only?
We're here to talk about it.
She stay with the streets. I heard they lead. I wanna know. I'm smoking the woods. She all I know is I'm right in the mix. She told me I'm fish. She know what it is. I come in the vet. I come for respect.
Did the 5'2" nigga take the crown off of Drake?
Out with these, she on her knees. She just on the police.
I'm here to ask y'all that. I want to know.
I'm on the car.
Give me confirmation.
No weed and drinking do say. Shawty wanna.
You know?
Shawty wanna pull up. Saying that she not a bim.
He's running around Compton like he's the king of the town now.
He know she drive the bottle. Oh, she tryna pull up. Oh, she tryna pull up. Oh, she tryna pull up.
Is Kendrick out pay? Is he paying taxes out in Compton?
Daddy wanna ride into the morning sun.
Did the power rules put a tax on him?
She drive the
I need to know.
while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? Ride around my side of town, girl, you know it's going down. You crazy. He's like a travel boat, get low, stay wavy. You fucking trees, you fucking trees, you are for the street.
Make sure you wipe your feet. Wipe your feet when you walk into the live chat.
This bitch, she looking like she dreaming. She ain't no contender, she only a beginner.
Coming straight live from Long Island.
Nigga from nada, bitch don't get nada. Bitch be rockin' Prada, only eat McDonald's. You crazy, you crazy, you crazy. You a Big Mac thing, you fucking lazy. You don't faze me, you fucking crazy.
You ain't the only one. You are not the only one, ma.
Daddy wanna ride into the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one?
Welcome to the check-in report, ladies and gentlemen. I am your humble yet gracious host, True and Living. I'm not your homie. I'm the one and only macaroni. You already know what it is. Let me hit that button again. Hold on. Welcome. We're here to talk about it. Kendrick Lamar, is he the king of hip hop? The great battle between him and Drake. People have given Kendrick Lamar the W in the battle. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with people, Kendrick running off with the W. But we're here to talk about it. Is he now the new king of hip hop? When you become the king of hip hop, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. Is Kendrick up for the task? Is Kendrick up for being the king of hip hop? The man is in his mid to late 30s. 2 beautiful kids. I believe he's still married. He got a lot going on, you know. Is he up for the task? You can't disappear for 5 years and be the king of rap. I'm sorry. I rock with Kendrick Lamar. You know, I have my criticisms of him, but listen, if we're going to anoint him, if we're going to coronate him as the new king of hip hop, he can't disappear for 5 years, man. You know, Drake became the king of hip hop for being consistent. You know, he never disappeared. Year after year after year, he came with the hits. Year after year after year, he came with the hit albums. Year after year after year, he came with the features. He didn't disappear for 5 years. You know, so if we're gonna anoint Kendrick Lamar, he's running around Compton, you know, he's doing his dance, you know. They're not like us. 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 I seen the video. He had the white girl out there. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar pulling up with the white girl, Bobby Athoff. Salute for her. Which makes me a little curious. Does Kendrick Lamar have, you know, some type of fetish for white women? You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that was fabricated. But is he now the new king of hip hop? We need to know. I want to know from you guys. Are you ready to anoint him as the king of hip hop? You know, some people, they're not really necessarily. Let's be honest. Let's speak frank. We family in here. We family, right? We family in here. Some people don't necessarily rock with Kendrick Lamar's music because his music isn't palatable for, you know, certain people. Some people don't want to hear deep, introspective, conscious rap. Some people don't want to hear that. Some people just want to hear stuff that's in the background. It's numbing you. It's stuff that can be played into the club. Some people just don't want to hear that. You know, they just want to hear fun music. Salute to Fredro. I see Fredro's in the building. He says, "What it do, my G?" Salute, Fredro. We have 13 votes. 13 votes are saying yes. Yes. They are anointing him as the king of hip hop. King of hip hop. Raphael says he always been, bro, since back in the TDE days, I feel like. I disagree. I feel like he's never been the king of hip hop. I think that this is a rare opportunity for him to snatch the crown and run with it. I do think he needs to take advantage of this opportunity because he has the opportunity right now to shift the gears and switch directions from Drake being the standard to Kendrick Lamar being the standard. He's in rarefied air. He has all the momentum, all the support, all of the political backing from the labels to the streams. Everything is in this guy's favor. There's nobody that could drop the ball. There's nobody that could fumble this play but him. He's the only person that could fumble this play. Everything is in his favor. The momentum, the streams, the perception, the political backing from the labels, from the streaming. Everything is in his favor right now. He has the ability and the rarefied chance to change the narrative. Kendrick Lamar could be the gold standard when it comes to rap. You know, for a long time, for a good 10 years, Drake was the gold standard of hip hop. You know, maybe not on a excuse me, maybe not on a critical level, like on a critical acclaim level, but on a commercial level, on a marketability level, Drake was the gold standard. It wasn't Kendrick Lamar. Let me hit the bell for that. Salute to Mark Motley. Salute to Mark Motley. Salute Mark Motley. Salute to Mark Motley. I see Mark Motley's in the building. Salute to him. Yeah, but Kendrick is in a very rarefied air for him to really take over. So I truly believe. I mean, how many of y'all seen the concert? Any of y'all seen the concert? Anybody in here seen the concert? Did you see the pop out? Now let's talk a little bit about the pop out. Let's go through the pop out for a second. Let's just talk about the pop out for a little bit. Off the rip, it was a great concert. It was a great event. It was a great event. It was a great, unified thing. Let me get to the pros and then I'm gonna get to the cons. Let's get to the pros. These are the things that I liked about the concert, and we're gonna get to the cons. Which is going to bring up my bigger issue with Kendrick Lamar. So these are the pros. Beautiful concert. Everybody did a lovely job. All of the rappers, they did their thing. All of, from the YGs to the who else was there? Ty Dolla $ign, Tyler the Creator, the Black Hippie Squad. Everybody, Kendrick Lamar, everybody did their thing. All of the pre-show guys that came in, all the different California rappers that took the stage and did their thing. Everybody did their thing. It was a great show. It was a unified show. It was showing the strength of California, even with the video that they're shooting today. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the video, but this video is going viral of Kendrick Lamar in Compton dancing to the song, and clearly they're shooting a video. Bobby Althoff was there. YG was out there. DeMar DeRozan and a couple NBA players were out there. So they're shooting the video. But back to the show. Beautiful show. Everybody did their thing. Kendrick Lamar. Let's get to Kendrick Lamar and what he did on that stage. Great performance. He kind of fumbled a couple of the words. Shout out to him for fumbling a couple of the words. He was on there looking like LeBron a couple times. Because you know how LeBron, he don't be knowing the words and stuff. He start mumbling the words. That's how Kendrick was looking a couple times with them fumbling up them words, man. But in any event, incredible show. Dr. Dre came on stage, and then they do California Love, and they do all of a couple of Dre's hits, and then as soon as Dre is about to walk off stage, he lets everybody know, he calms everybody down. We need a moment of silence. I say that, people. Boom. And drop Not Like Us. Come on, bro. And then they go on to play the record 5 times in a damn row. A great performance, very performative, very great, and hats off. They did a stellar job. Everybody, listen, we're gonna get to the cons. Just give me a second. We're gonna get to the cons. But all in all, in terms of the show, great performances. Kendrick did a great job. His staff did a great job putting this thing together. Hats off to them. Let's get to the cons. Let's get to the cons, man. Let's get to the cons. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at the chat real quick. Salute to Samurai. Salute to Quinn. I see who else we got in here. Salute to everybody that's in here right now. That's out here, just chatting about the discussion. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button as well. We got 29 votes in here. Hit that like button. Actually, before I continue, hit that like button. We got about a few people in here, about 17 people in here. Hit that like button. Before we get to the cons, I'm gonna get to the cons of the show, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That is a warning. Warning. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Get checked in. This is the check-in report. Get checked in here. That is a warning. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Warning. Now, let's get to the cons of the show. Now listen, I don't have a lot. Maybe like 2 gripes that I have with this whole show. It might just be one, really. It might just be one. Now let's get to the big issue of me having this gripe. This is my number one gripe with the show. Number one gripe with Kendrick Lamar. This is my gripe. Are y'all ready to hear it? This is my gripe. Kendrick Lamar, you took the stage on Juneteenth. Shout out to Juneteenth. Salute to my ancestors. Salute to the ancestors. Salute to everybody, whoever's FBA. Salute to your ancestors. Kendrick Lamar, you took the stage on Juneteenth and you decided to get on that stage, slander, disrespect, violate another black man. Now, what you're gonna have is a lot of coons, a lot of store shoe cats, a lot of, people that, it's just hip hop and it's just this, and it's just rap and it's just rap beef and yada, 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 yada. But Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion, he dropped the ball. Your whole discography is about black plight. You're not a gangster rapper, Kendrick Lamar. You're not a gangster rapper. You're not, a club rapper. You're none of these things. You are a conscious rapper. You should have took that opportunity to extend that olive branch to that black man. That's what you should have done, Kendrick Lamar. Fire, 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 fire. Just like J. Cole extended that olive branch to you and said, listen, I got respect for Kendrick Lamar. I want to apologize to him. You should have took that, and I'm not saying you had to apologize to Drake, but you should have took that opportunity as a FBA man. Kendrick Lamar is a FBA man. He's a foundational black American man. You should have took that stage and extended the olive branch to Drake. You dropped the ball on that opportunity. Fire, 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 fire. Because you wanted to entertain the circus. You wanted to entertain the circus. You was in a building with a bunch of Pyrus, a bunch of Crips. They amping you up. They talking to you in your ear. They telling you, you gotta put on for the city. You gotta rep for the city. You know you gotta play Not Like Us at least 15 times. You wanted to entertain the circus. Fire, 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 fire. You allowed the peanut gallery to get into your head. And instead of saying, this is Juneteenth, you should have took the time and reflect, and for a lot of you are gonna say, well, Drake, he got a Jewish mother. Yeah. Drake has a foundational black father. He's a black man. He has a foundational black father. Kendrick should have took that opportunity to extend the olive branch to that man. And now hear me out. Just to play devil's advocate a bit. If Kendrick Lamar did this show, let's say Kendrick Lamar pushed this show back another week and it fell on a day that wasn't Juneteenth. Let's say he pushed it back 2-3 weeks. Let's say he pushed it back a month. Let's say he pushed it up and did the show earlier. I would have no problem with what he did on that stage. He got on stage, he performed Not Like Us about 15 times. He did all the diss records. He did all of the stuff. He's shooting the video now. I would have no problem with that. But Kendrick Lamar, you took Juneteenth, a day that's supposed to be celebrating our freedom, our ancestors. You took that opportunity to slander and besmirch another black man. We need to hold you accountable. Fire, 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 fire. All of that stuff that you be rapping about black plight and this, that, and the third, you not living your raps. Fire, 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 All I'm saying, and listen, I understand Kendrick Lamar's a human. I understand. I get all of that. But you really disrespected our ancestors. If you, just like I said, if you would have done this on a different date, if you would have pushed the show up on another date and it had not fell on Juneteenth, if you would have pushed the show back and it didn't fall on a day that was Juneteenth, I would have no issue with you performing a song 15 times dissing another black man. I would have no problem with you hopping on stage with 100 gangbangers dancing to the song. I would have no issue with that. But it's the fact that you took Juneteenth, a day that we should be celebrating our freedom, you took that date as an opportunity to put down and besmirch another black man. And I think that was very coonish of you. Nobody else wants to say it. Nobody else wants to hold him accountable. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to say it. Well, listen, you heard it here first. I think what Kendrick Lamar did was very coonish. You hopped on the stage in the forum and you got on that stage for an hour besmirching and putting down another black man. Not a white man. That's your oppressor. Not the police in Los Angeles that's racially profiling individuals and the history with the crash unit and all of the things, the Rodney King riots, all of the history that comes out of LA. You took that opportunity to besmirch another black man. That was coon. That was very coonish of you. And I did not appreciate that. I did not appreciate that as a hip hop listener. I did not appreciate that as a foundational black man. I did not appreciate what you did on that stage. I did not appreciate that. But that's overall my gripe. Let me just get to a couple of you guys, what you're saying in here. We got about 53 votes. People are saying, yes, Kendrick Lamar is the new king of hip hop. 67 votes are saying, 67% of the votes are saying yes, and 33 are saying no, he is not. Now let me just read a couple of the comments in here. If you're in the live chat, you probably won't see this in the rebroadcast, but in the live chat, I'm just reading some of the quotes in here. Be sir, they're correcting me on my words. Hold on. Mr. Miyagi, salute to Mr. Miyagi. They just, okay. Billionaire, I feel it's very personal. We don't know what's going on, just what they let be known. Okay, I understand. I agree with you. We don't know what's going on politically behind the doors. Maybe more things were said between the two. Yuso says Drake would have done the same thing, bro. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. Samurai says Pac accomplished more than Kendrick whole career by age 25. I agree. Mr. Miyagi says they all should have after the first song. Brian says you don't know anything about our ancestors. Shut your mouth, Brian. No, I'm putting you in. I'm sending you to the block party, Brian, just for disrespecting me and my ancestors. I'm sending you to the block party, man. Go get me some barbecue potato chips, all right? Give me some barbecue potato chips, all right? Samurai Dave says, nah, because J. Cole should have never said anything. Either say what he needed to say and stand on his own word or keep his mouth shut. Listen, do I think that J. Cole... Listen, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. When it comes to J. Cole, I think that J. Cole did Drake dirty. I think J. Cole did Drake dirty. I absolutely believe that J. Cole did Drake dirty. Let me break down why I think J. Cole did Drake dirty. You gotta remember, this all started not because of the like that record. This all started because of the first person shooter record. I believe J. Cole wanted Kendrick Lamar on that song, and he reached out to him. He reached out to Kendrick, and Kendrick was like, "You want me to do a verse for who? What? Drake? Drake?" Kendrick Lamar wasn't really feeling the idea. He wasn't really feeling it. I think Kendrick Lamar has had animosity or something against Drake for a while. I don't know what that is, but it is what it is. And pretty much this is the antithesis of this whole beef. And on the song First Person Shooter, J. Cole says, Big Three, Big Three. Now keep in mind, the only person pumping this idea of Big Three is J. Cole. Drake has never once said Big Three. It's me, J. Cole, Kendrick. Like, no, he's never pumped that up. It's only been Cole. Cole is the one, Big Three, Big Three, Big Three, Big Three. He's the only one pumping this Big Three ideology, right? So, in any event, the Like That record comes out, it blows up, goes number one, right? Cole responds first. Now, keep in mind, if Cole never responded, if Cole would have said, you know what, I'm not going to respond, it would have gave more incentive for Drake to say, well, I'm not going to respond either. Cole drops a record, makes a diss record. 2 days later, he reneges the record. Everybody's looking at him sideways, and now everybody's forced now to look at Drake, because now they're saying, well, J. Cole dropped this record. He did take it back, but he did respond. Now we're waiting for Drake. Drake was now put in a position where he had to respond, because if J. Cole never makes that record, there's no incentive for Drake to make a record. Drake could have chilled for the next 5 months and just said, you know, I'm gonna let the record pass. I'll respond to it when I want to. The fact that J. Cole made a diss record, it put the time clock on Drake. Now everybody's looking at Drake. Oh, Drake, you on the time clock. You on the clock. This, the Like That record came out. We got the J. Cole record. When is Drake gonna drop? It put Drake on a time period where he had to respond. And then what does J. Cole do? He takes back the record, and now he leaves Drake on an island where it's now Drake versus Kendrick. When in all reality, it was never Drake versus Kendrick. It was Drake versus Future, Kendrick, Weeknd, A$AP Rocky, Rick Ross, Metro Beats. 20 niggas, really. It kind of was a 20v1. Let's be honest here. It was a 20, like, if you want to say, okay, it was different portions of the battle. One portion was 20v1, the other portion was Drake versus Kendrick. I can respect that, but let's be honest. The beginning of this battle, it was about 20 niggas jumping Drake. Let's be honest. Kanye West jumped in there, did the Like That remix. It was a lot of heads in this battle. So I blame J. Cole. J. Cole is the reason that this whole battle happened, and why Kendrick Lamar is now making his aims for the crown right now. I think it's really J. Cole's fault. If it's anyone to blame, it's J. Cole's fault, right? But that's just my opinion on the situation. This is my opinion. You know, let me know what you guys think on this situation. We got 32 people in here. Yeah, let me know what y'all think in terms of the situation, and make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. That's how I'm breaking it down. Always Solo says nobody likes Drake. Let me break that down. I'm gonna be responding to a few people in here, just, you know, breaking down some things. You say that nobody likes Drake. Drake has 13 number ones. There is only one artist. Think about this for a second. There is only one artist in the history of rap that probably has sold more records than Drake. Do you know who that is? It's Eminem, the biggest hip-hop artist of all time. Eminem is probably the only artist that has sold more than Drake. Clearly, people like Drake if he has 13 number ones, if he has 78 Hot 100 entries. Somebody's listening to that music. So I don't know what this whole nobody likes Drake, or people are tired of Drake. They haven't been tired of him for 11 years. And if y'all think that, I think a lot of you are under the delusion that Drake is just going to disappear. It's going to be hard for Drake to disappear. First of all, Kendrick Lamar, he doesn't stick around. He's the type of artist to drop a body of work and disappear for a few years. He drops a body of work, he goes on tour, and he disappears. That's his flow. That's like his formula to make music. And I don't think he wants to disturb that. So if you guys think that Kendrick Lamar is going to be dropping albums every year and he's going to be on tour, he's going to be outside, he's going to do 100 features, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry, because that's not his formula. Every artist has a formula. J. Cole has a formula. Kendrick Lamar has a formula. Drake has a formula. Everybody has a formula that works for them. And the whole drop an album every year, drop a feature every year, that's not Kendrick's formula. It doesn't work for him. Right? People want to say, because it's quality over quantity. I disagree. I don't think that it's quantity. I don't think it's quality over quantity. I think that he feels that if he oversaturates the market with his music, that it will cheapen the value of it. The fact that you have something, that's there, but it's not there all the time. You get it once every 3 years or once every 5 years. It makes the music more scarce to you, or it makes it more rare to you. It makes it more, when you get it, it's it's more of a feeling of, wow, we haven't had this for a while. We haven't had music like this in a while. So it's a feeling that goes into it. It's not that it's quality over quantity. It's that, it's when someone's not dropping all the time, the music could feel like it has a little bit more meaning to it, right? Because you're not getting it all the time. If Drake didn't drop an album or a song every year, it would have the same effect, because you wouldn't hear Drake all the time. You wouldn't hear him on the radio, hear him on your streaming services. You would feel like, I haven't heard something like this in a while. You haven't heard his voice in a while. So it's not quality over quantity. It's just the fact that, when you don't hear something all the time, when you finally get it, it just, it's just a certain feeling that goes with it. It feels like the music means more when you haven't heard it all the time. That's what I think it is. But everybody has a formula. And to say that nobody likes Drake, I think that's absolutely lunacy. People are buying those records. I'm buying those records. I'm streaming those records because I'm a Drake fan. So I disagree with that notion, absolutely. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you do that, okay? Balls Deep says Drake is fast food. Kendrick is home cooked meal. I disagree. Absolutely disagree. Just like I said, I don't think that it's quality over quantity. I believe that when music is scarce, think about it. Let me break it down to you. This is a good analogy. Think about Frank Ocean, right? Frank Ocean. People love Frank Ocean. I don't think that his music is like this groundbreaking thing, or he's just this incredible artist. He's cool. He can sing. He got a couple good songs. He's not no D'Angelo. He's not no Usher, Confessions era Usher. He's not that type of artist. He's not that. I don't think he's that good. He's not no D'Angelo or no Usher-esque type of artist, right? He's a good artist though, but it's the fact that he drops so scarcely. He doesn't drop every year. Think about it. People are foaming at the mouth for a new Frank Ocean album. It's not that his music is so incredible and it's this groundbreaking music that we've never heard and it's gonna change everything forever. That's not what it is. It's the fact that people love his music and it's scarce. It's rare to have it. Now, let's go to Kendrick Lamar. We don't hear Kendrick Lamar drop an album every year. He doesn't drop an album every year. He doesn't drop a feature every year. The music is scarce. So when the music is scarce and you rarely hear it, it creates more anticipation for the music. Now, if you have a guy like Drake, who his formula is he drops all the time, he drops a feature here, he drops an album here, it's not that it's quality over quantity, it's just that his formula is more formulaic, it's more palatable, it's more there for you. It's not that it's quality over quantity, it's just more there, it's more accessible. you know, and it's meant to be palatable. It's meant to be more accessible for your ears, because Kendrick Lamar, let's be honest, I'm gonna be real. Kendrick Lamar, he may go into more deeper topics than a Drake could. Drake, his message and his music is what, love, you know, dealing with different women, party, club. He's not going to tackle the same issues and the deeper complexes that Kendrick Lamar tackles. Kendrick Lamar is going to tackle race relations. He's probably going to tackle family issues, depression, different aspects of life. So, you know, they both have different messages. And, you know, you could, now if you were to say that Drake message in his music is more cookie cutter, or it's more fast food formulaic, or more accessible, I would agree with that. His music is more palatable. It's more easier on the ears. You don't have to think deep, or it's not complex thoughts and going into your deeper emotions. Kendrick Lamar, his music may go into that. So, you know, I don't think it's quality over quantity. I think it's really oranges and bananas, or apples and oranges. It's more like that to me, you know. But, you know, I get it. You know, you guys are on the Drake hate train. You guys, you dislike Drake. Drake this, Drake that. I mean, let's be honest, man. Can I say this to you guys? How about this? Actually, before I get into it, I'm gonna remember my point. I need y'all to hit that like button. Hit that like button. This is the check-in report. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I need you guys to hit that like button. That is a warning. 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 Again, I need you guys to hit that like button. That is a warning. 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 Hit that like button. Now let me get into my point. This is my point. If Drake stopped making music, right? Hear me out. I want to ask you guys this question. If Drake stops making music, if he says, you know what, I want to retire. I don't want to make any more music. I want to relax. I want to chill. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. If he decides to put it up, who's going to take that mantle as the next hip-hop superstar? Let's break it down. Let's break it down. These are some of the top rappers in the game. Because this is for the people that want to get rid of Drake so bad. This is for the people like you that want to get rid of Drake. Let's break it down. If Drake says, I'm going to hang it up, I don't want to be the king of rap no more. I don't want to drop albums every year. I don't want to be the hip-hop superstar. The moment he leaves, we have no more hip hop superstars. I'm just laying it down. Kendrick's music is not all over the world, right? Like that. Don't get me wrong. I heard he popping like that in Mexico and certain other places, but you know, he's not as palatable as a Drake, right? But think about this for a second. Kendrick Lamar, he drops an album, he disappears for 5 years, right? So think about it. He's going to drop an album, disappear for 5 years. You won't see him for half a decade. Remember that. J. Cole is talking about retiring. So he already has 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in. He's already talking about retiring. These are the 2 other rappers that you have that could be the incumbent of the hip hop superstar, who could pretty much take the top spot in being the top guy or whatever, right? These are the 2 guys. One guy is going to drop an album, disappear for 5 years. So that means for 5 years, for 5 summers, you won't have an album, you won't have a summer hit, you won't have a Hot 100 song, you won't have songs to listen to for that year, for that summer. Summers will go by. You will go through 5 summers. You won't hear a hit record from your favorite rapper. You won't hear him on a feature. You won't hear him on this. You won't hear him on that. He will be totally out of the picture. You got the other guy, J. Cole. He's ready to retire, so you won't get no music for him. Who will be the superstar of rap? Ask yourself that question. Who's going to take the mantle of hip hop royalty and say, I am the king of hip hop? Who's it going to be? Because it won't be Kendrick Lamar. He's going to disappear for 5 years. J. Cole will retire. Who's going to take the mantle? Who's going to have the responsibility to drop every year, to give you those anthems, to give you those songs? Who's going to be running hip hop? Now listen, if you guys want to give Kendrick Lamar the crown, that's fine and dandy. I don't have a problem with you guys giving him the crown, but you guys have to also understand that the crown comes with responsibility. You know, you can't sit on your hands for 5 years and have the crown. You have to put the work in. You can't disappear for 5 years and, oh, I'm God's gift to rap and I'm this and I'm that. No, bro. You got to put the work in. You got to help create new stars in hip hop. My fault. Y'all got to give me a second real quick. I'm just trying to load up some things on my computer. Yeah, but in terms of that, you know, you can't be acting like you God's gift to rap, bro. You know, you got to put the work in. You got to do the things necessary for the hip hop genre to grow. You got to work with younger artists. Is Kendrick Lamar going to work with the younger artists? Is he going to break new stars? Is he going to work with the new Little Babies and the new Migos and the new, you know, whatever artist that comes up, you know, in the next 5 years? Is he going to do that? Is he going to help break them? Is he going to help how about this, y'all? Will he help the California rappers? There's a couple of California rappers that he took on stage. Will he be helping them break a record? Will he be helping them on a mixtape, on a video, on a music video, on a song, and giving them their big break? You know? It's gonna take more than you just, you know, dropping an album every 5 years thinking that you're God's gift to rap. You're gonna have to put the work in, Kendrick Lamar, respectfully. Because Drake has put the work in. Billionaire says Drake album's not hip hop enough for me to label him the king. Well, listen, he's been rapping on all of his albums. I haven't heard an album yet when it's just full R&B. Even honestly, Nevermind had rap on it. So, you know, he raps on all his albums. Maybe, okay, you said not enough. Maybe there's not enough for you. Mr. Miyagi says, I consider Drake the hip hop. Wait, he says, I'd consider Drake hip hop and Kendrick rap. But in my opinion, well, listen, you know, to each his own. To each his own. Balls Deep says, I gotta give it to Drake. Him and his Ghost Riders didn't back down to Kendrick. That was a shot. Oh, Balls Deep from Chicago. Salute to Chicago. Salute to Chicago. Yeah, smash that like button. Exactly. Hit that like button. That is a warning. Warning. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, you know? Hit that like button. How you feeling about Angel Reese, Balls Deep? You how you feeling about her? You know what I mean? Chicago Sky. Is the city vibing with her? That's a beautiful black woman right there. That's a beautiful black woman. Angel Reese. Is the city embracing Angel Reese? Let me know. That's a beautiful black woman, man. Amazon coochie. Let's hit the button for that. That's a beautiful black woman. I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan. Her and Juju. Aja too. I like Aja too. I think Aja's a beautiful woman too, man. I think that, you know, it's like I said, Amazon coochie. Balls Deep said they need some work. Oh man, I thought the city was embracing her, man. You know, she's a good player. I think her upside is really good. You know, they talking about she may get Rookie of the Year. I've been watching. I haven't really been watching WNBA until like really this season. I've been watching some of the games. You know, they saying she may get Rookie of the Year, man. I'm rooting for her. You know, I'm rooting for her. Definitely. But in terms of Drake and Kendrick, man, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. In terms of Drake and Kendrick, I feel like people called the battle too early. You know, I feel like we could have got at least 2 more rounds out of them. I wanted more records. I think people were so so desperate to get a winner out of this battle that they called it so fast for Kendrick that we could have got at least 2 more records from each of them. I wanted to hear more records. I feel like they had more to say. I think Kendrick and Drake had more to say. I was enjoying the records. I didn't want it to end. I wanted to continue. I was loving the exchanges. I was loving the verses. I was loving the battle. I was loving every aspect of the thing. And I think that people were so concerned with, oh, we gotta have a winner. We gotta crown a winner. We gotta, Kendrick, he has this hit record. We gotta crown him. We gotta crown him now. And people were so obsessed with that, and people were so blinded by hate for Drake that they just put the crown on Kendrick so fast. And I was just like, I wanted to hear more music. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Kendrick winning the battle, but I mean, let's get at least 2 more records out of these guys before we crown anybody. Let's really milk this thing. Let's see how far it goes. Maybe Kendrick would have came back with a whole nother record that would have crushed Drake. Maybe Drake would have finally found that record to get Kendrick out of here, but y'all were so thirsty to get Drake up out of here. Y'all was thirsty. I disagree, Balls Deep. Balls Deep says it was over after Meet the Grams. I think Meet the Grams was the worst record in the whole battle. I think Meet the Grams was the worst record out of every record. That includes Euphoria, Push Ups, Not Like Us, Heart Part 6, 616. Out of all of those records, Meet the Grams was the worst record. It was trash. Nobody's going. People dog Heart 6. I think Meet the Grams is the record that nobody's gonna go back to. I'm not going back to Meet the Grams. I don't want to hear that trash. That shit was trash. That shit was absolute garbage. Him sitting up here psychoanalyzing all his family members. Kendrick ain't never met Drake's dad. He ain't never met his mom. You talking to his son? I mean, come on, let's be honest. Have we ever seen Kendrick with his son? We've never seen him with and I'm not saying he's not a good father. I'm not saying that. But we never seen Kendrick, at his son's baseball game or, with it taking his son to school. We don't see none of that. We see that with Drake. And then he talking about he got a daughter. Where are you getting this information from? So it's like, to me, it's a bunch of, that record was trash. 616, Euphoria, Not Like Us, those are good records. I like those records. Those are good records. I'm not going to hate on those records. Yeah, Samurai says, Meet the Grams was weak. Full of accusations with no proof. We want receipts. Exactly. With facts, everything else don't matter. Exactly. It was a bunch of accusations. A bunch of, oh, you got a daughter. Oh, you and Epstein need to get effed up in the cell. All this nonsense. It's just like, where's the substantiated proof? Where's the proof at? Yeah, I wasn't feeling Meet the Grams. But like I said, I don't have an issue with Kendrick winning the battle. I don't have a problem with that. I have an issue. Somebody says CLB cover, Joe Encino. What are you trying to insinuate, Joe Encino? You're trying to insinuate that CLB was like some trying to like lure young females or something like that. What are you trying to insinuate about the CLB cover? I hate the CLB cover, but what are you trying to insinuate about the CLB cover? I didn't like the CLB cover. I'll admit that. I didn't like that cover. I thought it was a little weird too. But Meet the Grams. I wasn't feeling Meet the Grams though. Meet the Grams was probably the weakest record. If I had to do best from worst, I think Family Matters was probably the best record for me. Family Matters, Heart Part 6, I love Heart Part 6. People hate on Heart Part 6. I love that record. What else? 616, dope record. What else Kendrick had? Euphoria, I like Euphoria. I just don't like the beginning of it. Not the intro. I love the intro. I don't like the first. I don't like how the beat drops in Euphoria. I don't like that beat. I don't like that beat. Like when the beat comes in on Euphoria, when do beep, 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 when he does that whole portion, I hate that beat. That beat is garbage. And above the thing, I'm more okay. I ain't no reaper, but I'm reaping what I'm so okay. Like I hate that whole flow. I hate that whole portion of that song. When the beat changes and he talks about him thinking he was sexy red and he thinking too. I love that part. I love that part when the beat changes and he talks about Drake being a bad bitch and all this. I love that part. But yeah, Euphoria is a good record. Yeah, but I think my favorite records were like Family Matters, 616. I put Euphoria up there. Those are some of my favorite records in this whole beef. You know? Oh, Joe says, nah, the Pregnant Ladies. Okay, the Pregnant Ladies. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he was insinuating with that. Quaker says, anything from Kendrick is fire. Timeless artist. I disagree. He has a lot of trash music as well. Mr. Morel, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Mr. Morel, the first diss is an absolute weed plate. That first diss, trash. The first diss on Mr. Morel is trash. It's damn near unlistenable. Go back to that album. That album is trash. The second diss, the songs that are fire on the second disc, Mother I Sober, Savior, Mr. Morel, those are all good songs. Count Me Out, Mother I Sober, Savior, Mr. Morel, those are all fire songs. Those songs are on the second disc. That first disc that got like Father Time, the Cry Now record, the N95 record, all of those records were garbage. Absolute garbage, dumpster juice. And I'm here to let y'all know, because y'all amp up Kendrick a little too much. That album was not it. That was not it. Now listen, Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, great albums. Good Kid, Mad City, great album. All three of those albums, great album. I love To Pimp a Butterfly. I love Damn, incredible albums. Good Kid, Mad City, incredible album. But Mr. Morel was a garbage album. I don't care what none of y'all say. You can have all of these deep concepts and you talk about all these deep things and these nuances and these complex things. If it doesn't translate to good music, then it's just not good. Okay, you're talking about deep things and complex relationships and growing as a human being and self-help and therapy. All of that is beautiful. That's great. But if it doesn't translate to good music, then it's not a good album. That's what y'all don't realize. Y'all think that just because somebody's talking about something that's deep or that's profound and it's so inspiring and it's helping and therapeutic, y'all think that that's good music just because you're talking about that? No, it has to sound good. Kendrick Lamar is a recording artist. You are making music. The music is supposed to sound good. It doesn't matter what you're talking about if the music is not sounding good. The music didn't sound good. You know? No, the album was garbage. Section 80, I wouldn't call Section 80 classic. It was a good, yes, it's a good album. It's a solid album. Section 80 is a solid album. Classic, I disagree. Good Kid, Mad City, classic. To Pimp a Butterfly, classic. Damn, classic. Section 80, solid album. I wouldn't call it a classic. I think it's a solid album. When people look back on Kendrick's career 20, 30 years from now, they're going to say, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. As of now, unless he makes something new, you know? Well, it's you know, well, again, Chupacabra says, it's your opinion, but don't hate everyone else's taste. Good music taste is objective to you. I never said that music wasn't subjective. If you're asking me my opinion, this is my show. Remember, you're here on my stream. I'm not here on your stream. This is all about my opinion. Maybe I'll go to your YouTube and tell you and ask about your opinion, but you're asking me my opinion. Everybody knows music is subjective. if you're asking my opinion, it's my opinion. I think that album was garbage. You know? Quaker says, you're a harsh critic, at least you're honest. Quaker, let's be real. Let's really talk, Quaker. Let's be real. Everybody puts out a bad album. Some of my favorite artists have put out bad albums. Kanye West, he has bad albums. Jay-Z, he has bad albums. Nas, he has bad albums. It's nothing wrong with putting out a bad album every now and then. You know, maybe you were just in a funk. You know, you wasn't as inspired. You had nothing to talk about. Maybe, you know, the production wasn't at the level you had it before. You know, things happen. You know, things happen. So, you know, everybody puts out a dud album at some point in their career. It happens. Mass Produce says, who's your top five? Top five artists or top five rappers? Because I have a top five artists, top five rappers. If you're asking me my top five artists, I'm going to say Kanye West. Kanye West is the greatest hip-hop artist of all time. I'm sorry. He just is. He's the greatest hip-hop artist of all time. So I'm going to say Kanye West. This is in no order, though. This is in no order. That's outside of Kanye. Kanye's number one. But I'm going to say Kanye. I'm going to put Jay and Nas in there. I'm going to put Pac in there. And you're not going to like my last pick, but I'm going to put Drake in there. I'm going to put Drake. I'm going to put Drake in there. As far as artists, Drake is a top five artist, in my opinion. If you're asking me my top five rappers, I'm going to say Nas, Jay, Pac, Big, and I'm gonna throw Black Mike in there. Black Mike. I'm gonna put Black Thought in there. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, you said MCs. I just broke it down. Nas, Jay, Pac. I throw Big in there, and I'm gonna throw Black Thought in there. Top five MCs. You know. Yeah, but look, you said yes, he likes Drake, but look, I put Drake in my top five artists. Y'all didn't notice how I didn't put Drake in my top five MCs. Do I think Drake is a top five MC of all time? No. Do I think that he's maybe in the 20s, 30s maybe? He might be in the 20s and 30s for me, but he's not in that five. Drake can't rap better than Nas, Jay, Big, Pac. So, I mean, he's not in my top five MCs. He's in my top five artists. I think when it comes to artistry, which is a totally different thing from being an MC, an MC is a master of ceremonies. He's rapping. We're grading raps, bars, metaphors, lyrics, storytelling. We're grading all of that. When it comes to artistry, we're talking about bodies of work. We're talking about, can you make a hook? Can you make a song? Can you make a hit album? Can you make a classic album? You know, what have you contributed to hip hop as a culture? Have you done things outside of music? That's what goes into being an artist, which is two completely different things from being, you know, a great hip hop MC. So I break it up like that. Chupacabra says, who you think won the beef between Drake and Kendrick? Well, people have anointed Kendrick as the victor. So if the masses is saying Kendrick won, then I guess Kendrick won. Kendrick had the number one record. You know, he's on a parade tour. You know, I'll concede that Kendrick won. Kendrick won. I don't have a problem with that. Istanbul says, Mr. Morrell was fire, bro. I don't know how you don't see it, though. You got good takes outside of that. Mr. Morrell was garbage, man. But it's okay. It's okay. I think that this generation, you guys are afraid to tell your favorite artist that they put out a trash album. You just lick the knee. And I'm not talking about you, you know, generally, not you, you know, I'm not pointing you out, Istanbul, Ben. I think that y'all lick the kneecaps of your favorite artists. Y'all afraid to tell them that they put out a trash album, and that doesn't help the quality of the music. Tell your artist that the album was whack. It was garbage. You didn't feel it. You're not going to sit here and tell me that Mr. Morrell was better than Damn. You're not going to sit here and tell me that Mr. Morale was better than To Pimp a Butterfly. You're not going to sit here and tell me that To Pimp a Butterfly, you're not going to sit and tell me that Mr. Morale was better than Good Kid, Mad City. It wasn't. It was his weakest effort to date. What do you want me to say? You guys have to be honest with your artists. Be honest with your favorite artists. Tell them that their albums was trash. It's not good. You ain't got no problem telling me how trash Drake's music is because you don't like Drake. You're not a fan of Drake. You need to have the same energy with your favorite artist. Stop sucking the kneecaps. You wasn't feeling track 19. You wasn't feeling track 3 and 4. But you scared to tell them. You scared to confront it. You questioning yourself instead of the artist that's making the music. I'm questioning the artist. I didn't like the song. The song was trash. I wasn't feeling it, And keep in mind, I said he had 3 good albums. 3 classic albums. That's a pretty good average. Stan says he didn't make that album to comply to others. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. But did it translate to good music? That's all that matters. You can make an album that doesn't conform to what other people are thinking or how they're feeling and yada, yada, yada. That's fine and dandy. Does it translate to good music? That's all that matters. You're in the music industry, the music recording industry, the rap industry. You're making music. This is not about how you feel or I'm not making music to comply to others and yada, yada, yada. Does it translate to good music? Mr. Morale didn't translate to good music out of 4 songs. There were 4 songs that I really liked. The rest I did not. Kane says, you like Drake and don't breathe through your nose. It tracks. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been breathing through my nose this whole complete time. I breathe out of my nose more than I breathe out of my mouth, to be honest with you. Chupacabra says, I like how you question your artists and rappers. Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes it does not go into a good direction. Yeah, you have to question them. You have to question them. You have to question them. You have to question where is the music going. It's their band says, I thought Mr. Morale had good music. Personally, I bump Mr. Morale often. What songs do you... How about this? Tell me 3 songs right now. All of you guys that's in here, tell me 3 songs that you was feeling on Mr. Morale. 3 songs. And hold on, before you do, don't use Count Me Out. Don't use Savior. Don't use Mr. Morale. And don't use Mother I Sober. I like those 4 songs right now. Tell me 3 songs you liked off the album. Out of those, except for those 4 songs, tell me 3 songs you like on that album. Except for those 3 songs, tell me right now. Mother I Sober, Savior, Mr. Morale, and Savior. Mr. Morale, Savior, Mother I Sober, and Count Me Out. Silent Hill was garbage record. N95, garbage record. Rich Spirit, garbage. Those records are garbage. All of those records are garbage, especially Silent Hill. I don't think nobody went back to Silent Hill. Rich Spirit, they tried to make that like a West Coast bop. They tried to make Rich Spirit a West Coast bop type of record. Listen, if you're in Cali, maybe you was riding with it, but we wasn't feeling it anywhere else. Silent Hill was trash. N95, I wasn't feeling it. Nah, Mother I Sober, I like Mother I Sober. I said don't use Mother I Sober, don't use Count Me Out, don't use Savior. It's their band says you can't think that, bro. Come on. Well, that's just how I feel, man. I think that those songs was trash. I didn't like them. They weren't good. N95 sounded so dated. It sounded like a dated song. It sounded like he made that song back in like 2015. Dated. Worldwide Steppers. A bunch of spoken word gibberish. Spoken word gibberish. Worldwide Steppers. It sounded like spoken word gibberish, jibber jabber. Did not like it. Trash, garbage. Again, Rich Spirit. I mean, listen, I get it. Maybe because it had like a West Coast vibe to it. I get it. If you're like in Cali, that's like your sound. I understand. I could if I was living in Cali and Rich Spirit came on and I was like a Cali native, I would probably vibe to that. But I don't think that sound translates to other people. I don't think that we're not on that sound. Like that sound is not really the sound anymore. I think we're back. I think I went out for like 5 seconds, but I'm asking y'all, the audience, what is that? What is that? Take off the foo-foo. Take off the bop-bop. Take off the bop-bop. Take off the foo-foo. Like, I don't know what that is. I'm not vibing. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Mr. Miyagi says most Talib, Eminem, A$AP Rock, Capital Steez. There's some kind of a list. I don't know what it is, but it's a list. Oh, those are your favorite rappers? Okay, that's not a bad list. Mos Def, I like Mos Def. Talib Kweli, Eminem, A$AP Rock. I don't know too much A$AP Rock music, so I'm not gonna judge him. Capital Steez, again, I don't know too much Capital Steez music, but I like Mos Def. Eminem, I think he's a little overrated. I mean, he's been making bad music for a very long time. Just my opinion. I know everybody else doesn't feel that way, but he's been making a lot of bad music. He's gotten away with making a lot of bad music. If Jay-Z, Nas, anybody we consider top 5 was making the type of music Eminem was making, he would have been out of here. If Nas and Jay-Z was making the type of music Eminem was making for the last 10 years, they would have been out the game. Nobody want to hear nothing they have to say. Like, he's been awarded the luxury to make trash music and nobody really say anything about it. They kind of just let him go. If Jay-Z and Nas made a revival type of album, nobody would want to hear them anymore. They'd be like, yo, man, Jay-Z is wildin'. Nas is wildin'. Why did they make this album? This album is garbage. So he's kind of awarded the luxury to make trash albums and people just eat it up. Istan Ben says, Eminem was good in the past, only a few good songs now. Exactly, I agree. Marshall Mathers LP, classic, But exactly. Istan Ben says Houdini was 100% trash. I agree. It was absolute trash. The album was absolute. That single was absolute garbage. He's getting away with that right now. I think that record went like top 5. The Houdini record. It went top 5. That record is garbage. Do you ask yourselves? Do you think? Because Eminem, people consider Eminem a top 5 rapper. Think about this for a second. People consider Eminem a top 5 rapper. If Jay-Z, Nas, they're considered top 5 rappers too. If Jay-Z or Nas put out that Houdini record, do you think it would have went top 5? If Jay-Z, Nas put out that Houdini record, do you think people would be championing it and saying it was a good record? Absolutely not. They would be like, yo, Nas is wildin', Jay-Z is wildin'. This is garbage. This is the worst song they ever put out. Exactly. Eminem has been awarded the luxury to put out garbage music and people don't care. And it's crazy. You hold any other artist to that standard, they wouldn't last. They'd be out of the game. So it's crazy. Yes, that Ben says Eminem gets away with it because of his white audience. Not gonna lie, that's a fact. He does get away with it because nobody's telling him. See that now? That's an artist that people have been allowing to just do whatever. Samurai says, please help me understand how Jay-Z's top 5. He was never on top of the game, was at his peak. See, that's where I disagree. Jay-Z was on top of the game for a very long time. Jay-Z, think about it. From 98 to about 2000, I'm gonna say 3 because he retired in 03. So 98 to 03, he was easily the top 2 biggest rapper in the game. DMX, he had, you know, a hot year. He put out 2 albums, okay. You know, you had Eminem always was around. You had 50 Cent coming around 03. I mean, Nelly. There were other big rappers, but Jay-Z was always 2 or 3 or sometimes even 1. So, and let's be honest. Look at the people he came out with, right? I just named them. DMX, Eminem, Nelly, 50 Cent. All of these artists, I mean, outside of maybe Eminem, who's still doing it? Nelly is out of here. Nobody gives a F what Nelly's talking about, right? DMX, God rest his soul. Let's be honest. After a while, DMX, the drugs really was, you know, he was in and out of prison in the drugs. 50 Cent, he fell off. He fell off by the 3rd album. He was completely out of here. So, I mean, if I'm comparing Jay-Z to his contemporaries, he outlasted most of them. The only person he probably didn't outlast was probably Eminem. But Eminem has been able to be substantiated by his white audience and make garbage music. So, I mean, if I'm comparing Jay-Z to everybody else, I mean, he was damn near better than all of them. Mr. Miyagi says most of the industry seems to respect. Well, let me see. Most of respect. Hold on. Shit. Damn. Why my shit fucking up for? Most of the industry seems to respect Eminem. I can't think of one Jay-Z song I'd ever put on that didn't just randomly come on during a best of 2000 YouTube playlist. I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Miyagi. I can't think of a time I've ever been in a car and someone said, "Hey, throw that new Eminem on." I've never been in a car and someone said that. I've been in a car and people say, "Throw that Jay-Z on. Throw that new Watch the Throne on. Throw that new Jay-Z and Beyonce song on." I've been in a car and people have done that. I've never been in a car and someone say, "Throw that Eminem on. I want to hear that new Eminem." Never happened in my life. So, I mean, you know, you're going in on Jay-Z, but I mean, I feel like Jay-Z has more better albums than Eminem. Jay-Z has better albums than Eminem. Think about it. We could go down the list. Let's go through it. Because let's compare, because Mr. Miyagi, you're going in on Jay, right? Let's go down Eminem's list of best albums, right? Slim Shady LP. I would say it's a good album. I wouldn't say it's a classic. I say it's a good album. It's a good album. It's not bad. It's not trash. It's a good album, though. Good album. Marshall Mathers LP. Classic. Absolutely. Classic album. Eminem Show is where you start to lose me. Do I think it's a trash album? No. I think it's a good album. Back in the day, though, I thought it was trash. But now when I go back and listen to it, it's actually a good album. It's a good album. Eminem Show is a good album. So, and then you don't want me to continue, because then we're going to go into Encore and all this other next shit. Come on. We're going to Encore. I mean, it's not gonna look good for you. Jay-Z, let's go into Jay-Z. Reasonable Doubt, classic. Volume 1, good album. Not a classic, but good album. Volume 2, okay. Some people don't like it, some people do. I like it. It's a good album. I think it's a classic, actually. You know, then you go into the Blueprint. Then you go into the Black Album. Those are classic albums. So Jay has at least 3 classics. And Eminem has, actually, Jay might have 4, because you got Watch the Throne, Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, Black Album. He may have 4 classics. Eminem has 1 classic, you know? But that's just my opinion, you know? Uso says, I choose Outkast over Eminem. I like Outkast over Eminem too. Uso says Jay-Z trash now, bro. Jay-Z ain't put out an album since 444. How is he trash? He ain't put out an album since 2017, was it? Samurai Dave says M sold more albums, 220 million. Vanilla Ice sold more albums than a lot of artists too. Does that make him the best? When Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer was popping, they sold all the albums. You think NWA, Rakim, LL Cool J, KRS-One, you think they were selling like Vanilla Ice? You think they were selling like MC Hammer? No. MC Hammer went diamond. Vanilla Ice, he sold all the records. I think he did like 6-7 million or something like that in his first album. We can't quantify quality off of album sales. You're talking about album sales. I'm talking about quality of music. Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer sold all the albums. That don't mean that their albums were great. I mean, come on. Stan Ben says, what you think about Drake not writing Mob Ties? I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it. I mean, to me, Mob Ties is not a rapidy rap record. He's doing a lot of melodic things on that record. It's not like a 6 p.m. in New York or like, you know, one of those timestamp records. It's a record with melodies in it. Any record with melodies that Drake has done, I'm not mad at somebody writing it for him. If you told me somebody wrote one of the timestamp records, then I have an issue. I have a problem. Like, damn, Drake didn't write the timestamp record? I'd have a problem with that. Like, if he didn't write the what's the joint? The 6 p.m. in Charlotte joint? If he didn't write like that joint, like, then I have a problem. Here we go. I had a feeling somebody was going to ask this. What you think of Renegade? Fair points. I'm going to give you my honest opinion on Renegade. You know, it's funny that you bring this up because I've had this thing. Samurai. This is my opinion on Renegade because there's been a lot of misconception on Renegade. A lot of false narrative. Go back to the record. Jay-Z had a better verse on Renegade. I'm standing on it. Fire, 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 fire. Go back to the record. Go back to it. Now listen, music is subjective. Right? Go back to the record though. See me, I'm a foundational black man, right? Now, because I understand, you know, because there's different strokes for different folks. You may listen to Eminem's verse and hear him talking about taking a bath with Christian priests and all of this, or, you know, all this next stuff on his verse, and you may say, oh, this is a dope verse. I can't relate to that. I've never taken a bath with Catholic priests and holy water. What did he say? What the goofy shit he said in that verse? I took a bath with Christian priests and holy water. No wonder they try to hold me under longer. Like, you know, I can't relate to that. I can relate to what Jay-Z said. I had to hustle my back to the wall, ashy knuckles, pockets full with a lot of lint, not a cent. A lot of innocent lives lost on the project bench. I can relate to that. I can't relate to what Eminem talking about, you know, you effing Dougalist, too bad you couldn't do good at marriage. I can't relate to that. I don't relate to that. So if you're a white man, maybe you may be able to relate to the Catholic priest holding you underwater, or you the Dougalist, too bad you couldn't do good in marriage. Like, maybe you can relate to that. I relate to what Jay-Z said. I had to hustle my back to the wall, ashy knuckles, pockets filled with a lot of lint, not a cent, a lot of innocent lives lost on the project bench. I could feel that. I understand that struggle. I understand what he's talking about on that verse. I feel it in my soul. I don't feel what Eminem is saying on that verse. It sounds cool, you know, it sounds hot. But does the verse resonate to your soul? Jay-Z's verse resonates to my soul. So I gotta say, Jay-Z had the better verse on that. That's just me. Well, this is my opinion. You asking me my opinion. He asked me my long term. This is my opinion. He asked me what my opinion was. Long term says you don't need to relate to it for it to be dope. I'm black, by the way. Well, listen, maybe you don't relate to what Jay-Z said. What Jay-Z said, I related to it. I related to what he was saying. I felt it in my soul. Those were black man bars. I felt that in my soul. I didn't feel what Eminem was saying. And I didn't feel what Eminem was saying was that dope. Catholic priest baptizing him, holding him under the water. Okay. Okay. That doesn't move me. It didn't move me. I'm sorry. M's delivery on Renegade was better than Jay-Z's bars. Wait, Eminem's delivery was better on Renegade. Jay-Z's bars were better. I think Jay-Z's bars were better and his delivery was better. Eminem, first of all, if you know anything about that record, it was actually Royce the 5'9" and Eminem on the original record. It wasn't Jay-Z. It was a Royce the 5'9" and Eminem record. Look it up. It's Renegade with Royce the 5'9" and Eminem. All Eminem did was Eminem did was take Royce the 5'9" off of that record. He kept his original bars on that record. So, he didn't really revamp the record. He kept the old bars. He felt like the bars were sufficient enough. So, he didn't really do anything new to it. Personally, I just feel Jay-Z's verse better. That's just me, but I understand music is subjective, music is subjective. Samurai says, what do you think of Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne is one of the greatest rappers of all time. He's up there. I think that the rock albums and the drugs got him off of his mission. Eminem could have went down as the greatest rapper of all time, but I think the drugs and his missed focus, he wasn't focused. Like after he went to prison, the focus wasn't there like it used to be. Even now the focus isn't there. But if we talking about Wayne from like 05 to 08, that nigga could have been the greatest rapper of all time. He literally could have been the greatest rapper of all time. But I think that when he went to prison and all the drugs, I think it just caught up to him and he just lost his focus. But I do think he's one of the greatest rappers of all time, no question. He's up there. I think when it's all said and done, he'll probably be, for some people, he'll probably be in the top 5. For me, he's gonna be around the 10 to 15 because I feel like his potential should have been top 3. But I think the trajectory of where his career went, he's in the 10 to 15 for me. 10 to 15 greatest rappers of all time. Yeah. The potential, like understand, Wayne from 05 to 03, he had the potential to be the greatest rapper of all time. He really did. It was there. The ability was there. The creativity was there. Like, listen to some of those Carter 3 leaks. Go back and go to that pit for live mixtapes or any of them sites that's still up, I guess. Hopefully they're up. Listen to some of those leaks, those Carter 3 leaks. Some of that's his mixtapes is some of his best work. His albums don't tell the story of his creativity and his pen. His best work is on those mixtapes. You're gonna find Wayne's best work on those mixtapes, not on his albums. Neil Jerome says, if you remove depth and substance, I think Wayne is the greatest rapper of all time when it comes to art of rapping, in my opinion. I don't know. So if you remove depth and substance. Depth and substance. I'm trying to think. Okay. No, because you would still have Jay-Z. You would still have Jay-Z. You would still have Biggie. I'm trying to think of the people that fall into that lane. Yeah, you would still have Jay-Z and Biggie. I don't think Wayne, album-wise, I don't think Wayne did what Biggie did. I think what Biggie did, what you're saying in terms of substance and stuff like that, and depth, I think what Biggie did was more sufficient to what Wayne did on his albums. I mean, Biggie got 2 damn near classic albums. And all he talking about is, drug selling and 10 crack commandments. It wasn't really no big substance in his music like that. He wasn't like telling people how to be better individuals or better humans and how to change the world. So, I mean, we would still have Biggie and Jay. So, I don't know. Maybe a top 5. I think Lil Wayne would be top 5 without substance and depth. Yeah, no question. Carter 3. Yeah, Carter 3 is a classic. I think Carter 3 is a classic. It's a little overrated. It's a little overrated. It's a little overrated. But is it a classic album? I think so. It's a classic album. 2000s Lil Wayne, dope. Absolutely. 2010 Lil Wayne, nah, I disagree. 2000s Lil Wayne is the GOAT. 2010 Lil Wayne, he fell off. Remember, he went to prison. You don't remember when he went to prison and the bars wasn't really hitting like that. The albums wasn't really sounding that great. He went to prison and he wasn't the greatest anymore. The 2000s Lil Wayne, he was probably the GOAT. That's like Dedication 2, Dedication 3 Lil Wayne. That's Carter 3, Carter 2 Lil Wayne. That's the Drought series Lil Wayne. That's the GOAT right there. 2010 Lil Wayne, he's dressing funny. He's wearing green boots and skinny jeans. I don't know, man. 2010 Wayne. 2010. He was dressing funny. He was on drugs. 2000s Wayne. He had the Bape hoodie on. He was rapping with fire and vigor. I'm going with Wayne in the 2000s. USA says Future is the greatest rapper of all time. Atlanta deserves all the credit for revolutionizing rap and hip hop. The genre is what it meant to what it meant to because of Atlanta. Future, greatest rapper of all time. Listen. Future is an incredible artist. He's definitely on the Atlanta hip hop Mount Rushmore. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of Atlanta hip hop. But greatest rapper of all time, I disagree. He's not even the best Atlanta rapper if you want to keep it real. Let's just keep it real. Andre 3000 is the greatest Atlanta rapper. You know what I mean? Now, I would put Future over T.I. I would put Future over Young Jeezy, even Gucci Mane. I'll put him over all of them guys. I'll put him over. I would have, if I had to say who's the top 5 in Atlanta of all time, I would say Andre, and then I might say Future next. I may say Future, then I might say Gucci, then Jeezy, then T.I. as far as the top 5. Then you got to factor in for me Lil Wayne. Not Lil Wayne, Young I'm mad I said Lil Wayne. Young Thug. I would put Young Thug in the top 5 of Atlanta of all time too. Cause I think that what he does on music, I think it's genius what he does. Luda. I like Luda. Luda's a dope rapper. Luda's a dope rapper. I don't know if is Luda's career more influential than T.I.'s career? I don't think so. I think T.I.'s career was more influential. Yeah, I already see the Young Thug hate. Y'all hating on Young Thug. Young Thug is a genius. Maybe you just don't know, or maybe you just don't realize it. You think he's just some mumble rapper and you don't understand what he's saying. I understand every word he's saying. That man is a genius. Like the way he bends words, the melodies, he's a genius. So he may not be your cup of tea, but I mean, hey, that's I think he's a genius. But do y'all think that Ludacris' career is more impactful than T.I.'s? I think T.I.'s career was more impactful. Taylor Johnson says Young Thug better than Future. That's how I feel. think Young Thug is one of the greatest of all time. I know that's a hot take, but yeah, he's one of my favorite rappers. He's not my top 5, but he's one of my favorite rappers, no question. Future, Jerome says Future is extremely talented and a musical genius. He is. He is. I don't think y'all understand how much a genius Young Thug is, man. Like, the dude is a genius. Like, though, like you don't listen to like the stuff he put out in the last 2 years before he went to prison. Listen to Slime Season 1 and 2, and listen to Rich Gang Volume 1. Listen to those 3 projects. The way this dude raps, the way he bends words, the melodies that he's using, the dude is a genius. I don't know, like, I'm telling y'all. Listen to Slime Season 1 and 2, listen to Rich Gang Volume 1, listen to Jeffrey. Those are the albums you're gonna hear, and you're gonna see like, yo, this dude is a genius. This dude is a genius. Like, he's doing like some real creative stuff that we haven't heard in hip hop ever. Like, I mean, like, I'm being honest with y'all. I'm being dead ass. Like, Future or Big L? Yeah, Future every time. You can't compare Future to Big L, man. That's like comparing Rakim to J. Cole. I mean, it's like 2 different eras, man. They're 2 different eras. The original Thug, yeah, I like the old Thug music. I don't really, the newer stuff, it was cool, but I like the older stuff that Thug had. The Slime Season 1 and 2, the Rich Gang Volume 1 stuff. Like, the new stuff was cool though. I mean, Punk was alright and some of the other stuff, but I kind of like the older stuff. But yeah, you can't compare Big L to Future. That's like two different eras, man. That's like comparing Melly Mel to freaking Nelly. It's like 2 different eras. 2 completely different eras. You got to kind of like, you got to be at least kind of close in similarity, at least kind of close in what they were doing. USA says Thug has vision and became a pop star. He's not a rapper, y'all. Yeah, listen, man, I'm a Thug fan. I'm a Thug fan, man. Nah, but y'all didn't answer my question though. Who do y'all think had a better career, T.I. or Luda? Who had a better career? Because y'all making me think should Luda be on that top 5 of Atlanta, or should it be T.I.? Because if you ask me, I think T.I. had a better career. T.I. got way more hit records. He sold more albums. He might have been on top longer, even with going to prison. I think T.I. had a better career. King Lou says Killer Mike, Pastor Troy, Luda, T.I., Andre 3000. That's not a bad list. Yeah, but, Pastor Troy, he don't get the love he deserves. Pastor Troy is dope. I like Pastor Troy. Okay, one person said Luda, another person said T.I., another person said Luda. I would think T.I. had the better career. I think Luda's the better rapper. If you put Luda and T.I. in a booth, Luda's gonna be the better rapper. Just like he burnt up T.I. on Stump. Stay off the T.I.P. on my dude. Killed him on that Young Buck Stump record. He killed him on that. Bodied him. Caught a body on that record. But yeah, like if you put them in a booth together, yeah, Luda's he's gonna out rap him. But in terms of career, I mean, I think T.I. probably had a better career. Luda probably has better albums, but I'm talking about career. Who had a better career? I don't think T.I. has a better album than Back for the First Time and Chicken and Beer and Word of Mouth. Luda has some big albums, some dope albums, man. Please do not tell me somebody just mentioned Joel Santana. Joel Santana is the saddest story of wasted potential. The saddest story, bro. You had a dude at one point in his career, he was neck and neck with the biggest and hottest rapper in the game. Lil Wayne, Joel Santana was neck and neck. And every single year, this nigga Wayne was just going up and up and up and up, and Joel just stayed here. He's like the saddest story in wasted potential. Joel Santana. See, let me educate y'all on why New York hip hop fell off. I'm gonna educate y'all on why New York hip hop fell off. Joel Santana, he's one of the reasons why New York hip hop fell off and why New York lost its sound, its culture. Those guys, that next generation. Let me tell y'all who the next generation was. You got to think. 50 Cent was already out of here. He's a star. Jay-Z he's already been in the game 15 years. He's already king of New York a decade. Nas, he's already iconic status, already out of here, right? I mean, it was a new generation of New York that was burgeoning, right? It was the Lloyd Banks. It was the Tony Yayos. It was the Joel Santanas. It was the Jim Jones. It was the Saigons. It was the Pat Pooses. It was the Max B's. That was a whole new generation of New York, right? And Joel Santana, he could have been bigger than all of them. Every last person I named, including Lloyd Banks, including even Max B. He could have been bigger than all of those guys. He had everything. He had the swag. The girls loved him. The niggas was feeling him. He was hot on the mixtapes. Wayne is doing mixtapes with him and rapping with him. He had everything in his hands. Chris Brown is doing records with him. He had everything in he had the easiest layup, and he allowed drugs to destroy all of that. He allowed drugs, and he tried to blame it on Cam. He tried to blame it on Cam. Oh, Cam had me in bad contracts and yada yada. But when years went by, and no disrespect to him, but when we saw the teeth started falling out, we realized it wasn't Cam's fault. It was Joel Santana's fault. He couldn't put down the drugs. You know, he was addicted to drugs, and he allowed the drugs to destroy his career. You know? And it's the saddest story of wasted potential. And he's one of the reasons why New York hip hop fell off, because he was supposed to carry the tradition. You know? Absolutely. Yeah, you know, New York lost its sound, man. They really did. You know, they copying the drill sound now. It's out of control right now. New York needs to get it together. Hold on, y'all. We got about 190 votes in here. Wow, okay. Salute to everybody that voted. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm not looking at the likes. I'm looking at the likes real quick. All right, let me hit that like button. Okay, 17 likes in here. Okay, continue to hit that like button. We got people in here. Yeah, continue to hit that like button. Hold on, y'all give me 1 second though. Yeah, continue to hit that like button. Yeah, but Joel Santana, that's like the saddest story of wasted potential, bro. The nigga had everything in his arsenal. He had the easiest layup. Think about it. Your boy is Lil Wayne, so that means you got access to the hottest rapper in the game. You got access to Drake, Nicki Minaj. You gave Chris Brown his biggest break. He becomes the biggest R&B artist on the planet. You coming out of Dipset, the hottest New York rap group to come out since G Unit, you had the easiest layup to be the biggest star in New York, and you just dropped the ball because you couldn't put down the pills. Nah, Beans, no matter how you look at Beans, his career was a success story. Beans wasn't supposed to be a star. Beans, because think about it, Beans doesn't have the look, Beans doesn't have the swag. He's like, he embodies everything Philly, just the dirty Philly nigga. Not to disrespect Philly, but he embodies the Philly of that time period. No matter how you look at it, Beans goes down as a legend regardless. No matter how you look at it, there's no way you can look at Beans' career and say, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He went gold plenty of times. He had a clothing line. He was on the biggest label, hit records. I mean, I don't know how you can look at Beans' career as a story of that wasn't successful. I think his story was successful. You know what I mean? He's going to be revered as a Philly legend, as a hip-hop legend. I think Beans is a hip-hop legend. You know what I mean? So I don't know how anybody can look at his career as wasn't successful. It was a success story. You know what I mean? G Unit versus Murder Inc. Well, we know that story. We know G Unit won that war. You know the funny thing about that whole thing was the G Unit that whole time they was being victimized. People don't want to tell that story. Murder Inc. was terrorizing G Unit. How many stories do you hear of G Unit getting stabbed up in the studio? 50 Cent, I think he got shot in front of his grandmother's house. You hear all of these stories about them, taking L's in the streets, but people don't talk about that. They want to make it seem like G Unit was just running the town and they was like terrorizing Murder Inc. Yeah, on record they was, but in the streets, Murder Inc. was terrorizing G Unit. They was taking L's in the streets left and right. They had to run to Cali. That's how hard it got for them. But people don't tell that. People don't tell the whole story. They did their thing. One of the greatest New York hip hop groups of all time. But I mean, we got to tell the whole story. No Reply says Jay-Z said Mac Dre was. Oh, my fault. Hold on. Shit. One of the greatest rappers of all time. I don't know much about Mac Dre. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I don't know much about Mac Dre's music, so I can't really speak on that. Yeah, I'm not like a Mac Dre. I don't know nothing about Mac Dre. I'm not big on like Bay Area music. Neil Jerome says, what's your opinion on Big Sean? I think Big Sean is one of the most overrated rappers of all time. I was never a big fan of his. I think he's just like a generic rapper. He's a generic rapper that was, people liked his music. They thought it was catchy, and he got a big break. He had an image that girls liked. He had a big city. He was from Detroit, and he caught on. Signed with Kanye, and he had a look. I think he's kind of overrated. He got hits though. He got hits. He definitely. I Don't F With You. That's a hit. Dance hit. He got hits. Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay hit. He got hits. But is Big Sean going to be looked at as one of the greatest rappers of all time? Is he going to be looked at as one of the greatest Detroit rappers of all time? I don't think so. Come on, Big Sean has crazy wordplay. Give me a bar. You talking about the Quagmire line? I quagmire, I giggity giggity. Wasn't Big Sean the one who started that the super duper flow? I'm in a car, started. I ate a fruit, banana. Like, didn't he start the whole super duper flow? I got the energy, generator. Didn't he start that corny flow? Drake gave him the he said that he got it from Big Sean. He said Big Sean is the one who started it. So I'm just like, I guess he started it, the super duper flow. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. We kind of went off a topic. I was supposed to be talking about Kendrick Lamar. We got me talking about everybody else but him. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button, man. You know? King Low says he just too soft for rap. Yeah, he did come off as soft. He did come off as soft. He to me, he doesn't embody what Detroit is. Like Trick, even Eminem, like they embody what Detroit is. D12, Danny Brown, they embody what Detroit is. Like when I hear their music, when I look at how they look look like Detroit. They sound like Detroit. Like to me, Big Sean, he felt like he was trying. It felt like he was trying to be like the new Fabulous to me. He wanted to be the new Fabulous. It didn't feel like he was trying to be like, you know, an essential or like a authentic Detroit rapper. You know? And we got the Drake slander. Somebody says it's the band actually. He says Drake fake. Yabib USA says J. Cole is light years ahead of Kendrick. I disagree. No matter what we say about J. Cole and Kendrick has better albums than J. Cole. Remember, we used to call him what was they used to call him? Like they used to pretty much say like, you know, J. Cole's albums make you go to sleep. Everybody was saying J. Cole's music made you go to sleep. That was the narrative for a long time. Yo, J. Cole, his music puts you to sleep. His music is so boring. J. Cole doesn't have a To Pimp a Butterfly. He doesn't have a Damn. He doesn't have a Good Kid, Mad City. His best album is probably 2014, Forest Hills Drive. It's a cool album. I wouldn't say it's a classic. I'd say it's a good album. It's solid, but it's not a classic. Not a classic album. You know? J. Cole doesn't even have a Take Care. Take Care is a classic album. Okay, well, nobody say that's a classic album. He doesn't have one of those. You know, his best album is 2014. That's probably his classic, but I mean, I don't consider it a classic. But I mean, yeah. You said, bro, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, he's not better than Kendrick. Chris Webby? I don't know who that is. I don't know who Chris Webby. I heard the name, but I don't know who that is though. I'm not up to speed on Chris Webby. Kendrick hitting that West Coast, but J. Cole is universal. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Kendrick, his appeal is wider than J. Cole's. I think that Kendrick is a bigger star than Cole. Like if there were two concerts going on, and let's say in this arena it's going to be Kendrick, and the arena across the street is going to be Cole, I think more people are going to go to the Kendrick show. I think Kendrick has bigger songs, bigger albums, bigger moments. I mean, look, he got Not Like Us as a hit record. You see how he got the city going crazy in California. I mean, I don't think J. Cole has ever had a moment like that in his career. Kendrick got at least 4 #1 records right now. Drake had to give J. Cole a #1 record, you know? So yeah, I think Kendrick is definitely more universal than Cole. Cole is probably a better rapper than Kendrick right now. I would say that. I think if you put Kendrick and Cole on a beat right now, I think Kendrick is getting washed. I think Kendrick gets washed. I think Kendrick gets washed if you put them both on a beat right now. You know? Neil Jerome, I have to talk about this. Neil Jerome, I think people amp up that Johnny P verse. That Johnny P verse was light. It was light work. I got in the booth, the thunder and rain and the The sun was shining and all of this. That shit was whack. That Johnny P verse was light work. Light work. I like Benny of the Butcher's verse on Johnny P's Cadillac better. But again, that's just my opinion. That J. Cole verse didn't move me like that. I was like, okay, that. I mean, I think he has better verses than that. That's just my opinion, though. I'm sorry, it's just my opinion. Like, rain in the sun was shining, and what he say on that verse, I don't know. I should pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, let me see. J. Cole, Johnny P verse. Pull it up right now. Hold on. Let me see if I go down to it. I'm pulling up the Johnny P verse. Is this it right here? Okay, this is verse 1. Okay, here we go. On the night I was born, the rain was pouring, God was crying, lightning struck the power outage, sparks was flying. The real one's here, the young boy that walk with lions, around the outlines of chalk where the corpse is lying. Of course I'm trying to revive a sport that's dying, but the guns and the drugs bars that y'all rely on, these nerds thinking that you niggas hard as I am, but that just mean I ain't as comfortable as y'all with lying. I'm not moved by this verse, bro. I'm like, okay, that didn't move me. Just because you speak to the nerds and you speak to the kids that's not out there selling weight, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, J. Cole. I mean, I don't know, man. That verse didn't move me. But that, again, this is my opinion. No Reply says Currency way better than Kendrick and Drake. That's a falsity. All Currency rap about is smoking weed. What are you talking about? Maybe if you're like a weed head, yeah, maybe Currency has like the best bars you ever heard in your life. But I mean, if you don't smoke weed, and then I don't know how you can relate to anything he's talking about. He just talks about weed and vintage cars. If you're into weed and vintage cars, then I guess all right, he probably would be your favorite rapper. I disagree. Currency is your favorite rapper's favorite. I disagree. I think like Black Thought, MF Doom, those are guys that's your favorite rappers. I don't think nobody's looking at Currency as the gold standard of favorite rapper's favorite rapper. I would say Black Thought, Styles P, MF Doom, like real spitters, man. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think people are looking at Currency as the gold standard or the rapper's rapper. Even like the weed rappers aren't looking at him like it's the gold standard. You know what I mean? Even Currency would, he says it all the time. He says that he says Max B. He's like, Max B is like his biggest inspiration. You know what I mean? He says Max B is his biggest inspiration. So I mean, yeah, but I think like the spitters, like the real rappers, they're looking at like Black Thought, they're looking at like Styles, they're looking at, yeah, Nas. I put Nas in there, MF Doom, like dudes that just, you know, do innovative rap things, styles and flows you haven't heard, stuff like that. I think that's what it is. Nah, Currency could rap. I'm not saying Currency can't rap. I never said Currency can't rap. I'm saying that people aren't looking at him as your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. He's just a weed rapper. He don't have like, he's not talking about anything on a deep level. He's just rapping about smoking weed, you know, vintage car collections, you know, picking up some bitch at the club, you know, dropping her off to the crib or something. Like, you know, he ain't really talking about much. I mean, it's just like really surface level shit. But in any event, I've been on here for a while, y'all, just talking. It's been dope talking to y'all about hip hop. I like having just like hip hop discussions. So this was a fun thing to do. But I've been on here for a long time, man. I don't know. I think I got to be over an hour. But thank y'all guys for joining me, man. This is the Check-In Report. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That is a warning. Warning, 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 warning. But I will see you guys on another video another time. I am True and I'm not your homie. I'm the one and only Macaroni. All right. Again, this is your first time here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Salute to everybody that was in there in the chat that I was responding to. Thank you guys for joining me. We're gonna do more discussions, like hip hop discussions. So subscribe to the channel. Come back here, check in with me, man. We're gonna do more discussions. We're gonna talk about more hip hop things. We talk about a bevy of different topics on here. But come back, man. I want y'all guys to come back and enjoy the content, enjoy the channel. Where